Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody. There, I did it. I ran and got my thing and got back, and I still had 4 seconds to spare.
You did. Welcome to Tuesday Night Knit Chat with Kelly and my friend Noelle of Knits and Pieces. And this is the less formal portion of our channel where we're just going to hang out with you and knit and chat and see what you're up to. Just like if we were at a coffee shop. But the coffee shop, I'm telling you, we're going to need a bigger coffee shop. That's what I know.
We're going to need a bigger coffee shop. So
yeah. So it's Tuesday. Do you want to do the hellos?
I will. We have quite a few people that are in here already. So it's so awesome that you guys get in here before us. And I just put somebody's chat up there, but well, when I get to it, I'll take it off.
Do that. You say hello.
Okay, you do that. Okay, so Valerie. Hi, Valerie. And Margaret and Connie and Catherine and Kim and Annette and Adriana and Becky and Elaine, Kim. Let's see who else is here. Susan, Susie, Beth, Kathy, Linda, Barb, Bobby, Cornelia, Janie, Glenda. Hi, Glenda. Klaska. We've got Michelle. Lillian, I might have said Lillian already, but I don't remember. Julia, we've got Heather. Who else do we have here? We have Donna. We've got Teresa, Peggy, Elizabeth, Tracy. We've got Holly, Sheila, Helping Hands, Emma. Hi, Emma. Karen, Trudy, Peggy, Anne, Karen, Emily, Deborah, Audrey, Anne, Emily, Mary. Hi, Mary. We've got Carol. Oh, we've got Riley Jack from Hawaii. Hi, in sunny Hawaii. Well, it's not sunny here. It's dark. So,
it's dark, and it
was sunny today. It was sunny today.
And you know what?
What?
I just heard my front door open.
Did you? Okay, you go get
that
them.
That means no. I'm not going to go get them. They might come down here.
Okay.
That means little Miles is here. Just arrived. Okay.
So anybody, if I've missed anybody, and I know that I have, we've got Nicole, May, Joe, Sarah, Amanda. Anyways, someone had, who was I talking to this week? I was talking to Shirley, and she said we should have at the beginning, I should have that romper room mirror and go, I see that. I see Judy.
Absolutely.
They never saw Noelle, ever. Whatever.
They never saw Kelly.
Never saw Noelle.
No,
so,
I know.
But anyways, welcome everybody. If you're new, thanks for joining us, and we hope you don't get scared off. And if you're a regular and have been coming back, thanks so much for joining us. We look forward to Tuesday nights and sharing with everybody and seeing what everybody's up to, and everything that's new in our whole wide knitting community. So,
and if you are just tuning in for the first time tonight and you're sort of sitting back there, maybe you're near a keyboard and you're thinking, oh, I don't know. Trust me, it's a very friendly group of people.
Yes.
And just introduce yourself. You'll see how great it is.
And there's lots of side conversations going on. So it's not everything directed at us. So people chat amongst themselves. We try to go through and kind of keep up with the comments, but sometimes they're kind of a little quick and we can't keep up with everything. But we got a lot of good comments in here, and like I sometimes go back and even watch it with the live chat on just to see what I've missed. And one thing actually that I want to mention before we go on, because last chat we were kind of talking about gauge, right? We were talking about row gauge and stitch gauge, and we were saying that stitch gauge was more important, and that is true for most things. But I did get a comment, and it's a very valid comment. If you're knitting a sweater or a garment side to side, then row gauge is extremely important.
Yes.
So because that row gauge Yeah, it's extremely important if you're doing it side to side, because then you're using that for the whole width of your sweater. Your stitch gauge is what you're going to need for the number of stitches that you cast on, but your row gauge is what you're going to need to get the circumference and all of those measurements correct. So anyway, so it does depend what you're knitting on. Again, we always say it's a good idea that you block your swatch as well, because a lot of fibers, especially if you're using a superwash fiber, will actually grow quite a bit when you block it. So
it's Jess's birthday, I see. Happy birthday, Jess. I hope you've had a great day. I hope everybody's been extra kind to you and treated you like the queen that you are. It's also Klaska's mom's birthday today. Happy birthday, Klaska's mom. Oh, and Tracy's, I don't know if Tracy's talking to us, but she's saying, don't forget to like. So maybe she's saying, if you like what you're seeing here in the podcast, give us a like, give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel to grow. And you can also set the little bell for notifications to get a reminder when we have new episodes. And then also every Tuesday night, I think it gives you a sort of a half-hour alert on your device. Yeah. And sometimes it reminds me that I need to kick it into gear because it's saying, Kelly, you're on in a half an hour. You got half an hour, Kelly. You got a half an hour to get yourself pulled together. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Dorothy's here.
Sarah says sometimes, I'm going to put this up because Sarah says sometimes your swatches lie. I knit a big one, wash it, lay it flat to dry, measure gauge, cast on, and then the sweater is too big. I think my gauge changes when knitting over more stitches, and that could be. And I think, Sarah, another thing that happens if you're using a superwash yarn, the more yarn you get into that fabric, I think the more it's going to grow. So it's going to grow a lot more than if you just have like a little 4-inch swatch. If you've got like a whole big garment that's got 500 grams of yarn in it, it most likely is going to grow more. So anyways, and speaking of swatches, we all know that I have been working on swatches for the last, well, it seems like a while. So, and I don't do swatches. So look at this.
That is a glorious pile of swatches for a person who's never swatched.
So I've got like a 4-inch swatch and then a 6-inch swatch
of each color.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
So I still got to go back and sew the ends in. I have blocked them. So I just got to go back and sew the ends in, but this isn't even half of the ones that I'm doing. I've still got more. I've got some that are drying right now from blocking, and I've got some that are ready to be blocked, and I've got some sitting that I'm working on. So my latest one that I'm working on here is this one.
Oh, that's a pretty one. I like that one.
This was one of the, what's it called? I don't think I have the thing here. This one was called Iced Coffee, but it was one of the special ones that they had in the summer for Pride.
Really pretty. Really pretty.
Yeah,
I liked, Valerie just had a comment in there too. She said, or you can do all of those things for the channel and then you can stock it an hour early. You know what, Valerie? Makes my heart happy when I see that you're in here early and chatting with everybody. That's wonderful.
It's awesome. So
you guys can pop in. I don't know. When does it open up for chat? Maybe somebody else knows. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think as soon as I post it, because I usually get it ready the night before. I think as soon as I put up that thumbnail, anybody can start commenting. But the room kind of gets active. I popped in today at 22 and people were already in here chatting. So that's really, really good to see.
So Yua says I'm making up for a lifetime of not swatching.
Kim says, crack the champagne. Noelle knitted swatches.
Yes, that's right. So anyway.
Julia is saying, Baja to swatches. And hey, we need to cue confetti. Where was the confetti? I forgot now.
I was looking for the confetti for the birthday and I couldn't find it. Is it under banners or brand?
I thought it was under our brand. Oh dear. Sorry. Oh, here it is.
Okay, you do it. Yay.
Yay. Okay, so this is for the birthdays, but it's also
Jess. Happy birthday, Jess.
To celebrate Julia, who finished her first pair of socks.
Yay, Julia.
I knew we'd get you. So. And they're really pretty socks too. So, okay.
Rosemary wants to know how I'm going to use the swatches. Rosemary, the swatches aren't for me. I'm doing them for Leo and Roxy. So they want a 6-inch and a 4-inch swatch of all of their colors. And even I'm doing this is their 80/20 sock that I've got here, but I'm even doing swatches for their basics line, which I did the black one already. That was
Get that one out of the way.
Get that black one out of the way. So yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, you could put them together. If you put all those together, you'd have a pretty awesome blanket.
It would.
But
yes.
Then you'd have to sew, and that's even worse than swatching.
I don't know. I get a secret little thrill from doing a mattress stitch on a blanket. I don't know why. It's kind of like that puzzle to see it disappear, and it's seamless and it's beautiful. So,
but if I was doing this, I would rather pick up the stitches along the edge and start the next swatch rather than sew them all together. But anyway.
Julia's already planning her second pair.
Yay, Julia. So,
she's been bit by the sock bug.
Last week we were talking about the lucky dip because people were asking about what the lucky dip was. So I know there were a few people that were saying that they were going to join in too. So last week I hadn't picked my first Croy because I put enough balls of Croy aside to do socks for my family for next Christmas. And so as soon as the podcast was over last week, well, after I watched the cork video, after I watched that, then I got Ross to pick out my color for my Croy socks for January. So this color is called Bramble Stripes. It's really pretty.
It is really pretty.
When you look at the balls, right, you don't always know what it's going to work up like.
I'm not sure how I've not ever known about that colorway with Croy. I thought I knew every single Croy colorway.
No, this is called Bramble Stripes. The pattern that I'm doing is called Cardamom Tea. So it's just kind of got a little textured pattern going down the front.
I'm a little sad that I actually don't have that color. I might have to go looking.
It might be still available.
It might be.
Anyways, but what I've been doing now, and I just started this year, and I don't even know why I thought of it, but this is an Afterthought heel. And because the Croy socks, they are a little bit thicker. Like the Croy yarn is a little bit thicker. So I'm not quite sure how long I'm going to have to go before I start the toe. So I wanted to get my heel in there.
Yep.
But what I've been doing now when I go to do the Afterthought heel is I actually...
Oh my gosh.
What?
Oh my goodness. Oh. Pass a minute. Hi. Hi, buddy. Oh my gosh. Look who I have.
Oh, he's like, I'm on TV.
Oh no. Do you see yourself on TV? Oh my gosh. And hi to you too, baby girl. Hi. Oh, he's so sweet.
Hi, Kendall. Hi, Miles.
You got so big in 2 months since Grandma saw you. You did so. You got so big. Oh my gosh, you're precious. Gonna hang out with Grandma? There. Oh, and Grandma got lip gloss on you. Uh-oh. That's a problem.
He's keeping a pretty good eye on Mom there.
Oh. Hey. Hi. I want to give you a hug, but I don't have space to hug both of you. Hi. Oh, he's talking.
There you go.
Okay. You keep talking, Noelle, and I'm just going to visit a minute. I'm just going to visit a minute. You keep talking.
Okay, I'll talk about how I did this with the sock.
Okay.
Okay, so when I go to put the heel in, what we used to do is put a lifeline in on each side of where the heel goes. But I thought, okay, once I put the lifeline in, then I had to go in with the needle afterwards, go through where the lifeline was and pick up the stitches. So instead of doing that, what I decided is I could just use the needle directly. Whoops, I just dropped that. Okay, so anyway, so I have my needle right here. So this is a Chai-Gu, and it's one of the ones that has the mini twist cable. So it's the really fine cable. So what you can do is once you know where you're going to put your heel, so mine's already in, but I'm just going to pretend that this is where I'm going to put the heel. So you just take your second needle. This is a spare needle. Okay, move your stitches down onto the cord of the needle that you're working on. And then you can thread that needle right in. I'm not going to go all the way, but you can thread that needle right in amongst all of your stitches. Okay, once you go through all the stitches, you can pull it through. And then what you're going to have is you're going to have your stitches and they're going to be on 2 cords. But then when you knit the next round, they're going to be back on the original cord. And that extra needle is going to be in there for you to use when you go to do the heel. So you're going to do that, knit another row, get to the next row where your stitches are going to be picked up, and put the other side of this needle in. And again, you're going to knit forward, and then your stitches are already going to be on your needle ready to go for the heel. All you have to do is cut one stitch and then pick your yarn out to the ends and knit your heel. So I did that with these ones. I've already put the heel in. So now that my heel's there, I can get Ross to try it on, and then I'll have a better idea of where I'm going to start the toe for that sock. And then when I get done, my whole sock is done. I don't have to worry about going back and picking up all the stitches for the heel. So, and it would be a lot easier too with this one that I'm using, because here's the, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see those cords? Okay, so there's the difference in the two cords. Like the mini, the cord is so malleable and, you know, has so much, I don't know if you call that even drape in it. Whereas when you go to the small, it's a lot thicker. So when you're going in and you've got two cords in there, it's a lot easier to use the one that's got the mini cable on it because it's a lot thinner. So, but that makes it a lot easier when you go through and do that.
Okay, I put the mic off of mute. I'll come back. But oh my gosh, he's so cute. Yeah.
Oh, he's talking to us. Miles, what are you knitting? I like his little outfit.
He's actually staring at the monitor because it looks like he's looking at mom, but he's actually looking at the bright monitor because the camera's here, but he won't take his eyes off it. And he's trying to stand up. You're only almost not even 3 months. Where are you trying to stand, mister? Oh gosh. Yes. Somebody asked if I knew they were coming. I did know they were coming. I thought they'd be here a little bit later, but I was kind of hoping that maybe we'd have a little Miles sighting. And yes, Rosemary, I can celebrate Christmas. We actually only put the tree up 2 days ago because we were under construction and we finished everything. And yeah, and thank you all for the very kind comments. I think he's pretty special, but you know, grandparents are biased to their own, but I think he's pretty darn cute.
He is very cute.
Yes. So he's very alert. And that tip you had about the cable, that is genius. And it was pretty funny because the day that you told me about it, I was saying, I had this thought when I was working on the socks, remember, about using the barber pole cables. And then you said, oh, I had this thought. So we were actually sort of thinking on the same lines.
Yeah, I don't know that the barber cord would work because it's a thicker cable and it's a lot to have in there between your, like if you've got your regular cable and then that one, I don't know how easy it would be to actually knit the next row. That's going to be, that looks big now, that hat.
I don't know. I don't think so. I was going to put mine on too, but now I'm a little warm. Give it a stretch before you put it on his head. Stretch it out. Won't fit him next year. That's for sure.
Well, you have lots of yarn, Kelly. You can do another one.
Yeah, I might have to change the cast off. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, little elf. Is this supposed to point up? Well, no, it was supposed to drape. He wasn't supposed to get so big in 2 months.
What size did you do for that? Was that the...
I don't remember now. Was it like the 3 to 6 month size maybe?
Wow.
And I thought he seemed so small 2 months ago when I left him. But Kendall said he was really good on the plane today too. So thank you, Gail. I'm glowing because I'm warm down here and I'm sweating now. But anyway, so they're here for a week. So there's going to be lots of baby snuggles and visits. There, now you're looking at the camera. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Here, something else. I was going to show this tonight too. Maybe I'll show it now. It's not finished yet, but it's almost finished.
Oh, this is so cute.
Well, it will have little eyes. This is a Susan B. Anderson pattern called Little Dino. Can you grab that? And when his dad was little, he had a book called Derek the Knitting Dinosaur. So I thought I would make a little little dinosaur. What do you think? Boop, boop, boop. No? Maybe?
Yeah, Valerie says it's that she loves all of Susan B. Anderson's patterns. She has such detail in them. Like even the one that you did, the little cat or the bear or the cat or whatever it was dressed up in the opposite thing. They're so cute. They're like, I don't know, just have personalities.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
His lipstick on him.
I know. I'm sorry. It's not lipstick. It's just gloss. His mom is complaining because he has lip gloss. There. What do you see? Okay. Okay.
So Valerie says that now you've knit a couple of them, Kelly. Do you find they're easy to knit?
Yes, they are easy to knit. She has really good instructions, and I just really like them. So
I haven't done one. I don't know. Maybe.
Somebody else sent me a link the other night, and I looked up one of those patterns too, and there could be one of those in Miles' future. It's Little Cotton Rabbits. I think everybody's probably pretty familiar with their patterns, and they're pretty cute too. What do you see now? More things. You want the microphone, huh? You got something to say?
So Jess was talking about the pony bead lacing cord. She said she was talking about it last night and she couldn't remember the name of it. That's what we've been using for if you're going to try on a sweater, like to slide a lot of your stitches onto the cord. All you have to do is put it onto the end of your needle. It's also really good for holding the stitches of if you've got arms that you're doing and you've got to put the sleeve stitches on hold till you do the body. It holds your stitches really well. It's not as slippery and they actually don't fall off it as easily as if you put in a piece of yarn. So it's really good to use for that too. And the pony bead lacing, you can get it at Michael's. I'm sure you can probably get it at other craft stores, but it's a whole lot less expensive than the actual, I think it's, what was it, TKB, the Knitting Barber.
Yes.
I know they have them and it comes in a nice case, but it's quite expensive.
And one of the cords that you got me was actually glow in the dark. So, you know, like if you drop your project under the couch or something, you can't find it. It will glow in the dark.
Yeah. It will glow in the dark. So, but yes, it's definitely would recommend it. Like I've got quite a bit of it. And if you're doing a couple of sweaters, you know, you might need more of it when you've got 2 or 3 sweaters that have sleeves that are on hold. And then it's so easy to put the stitches back on. I'm just going to go, I've got my sweater and it's not in this room, but I do have it to that point. So I'm going to go grab it and I'll show you.
Well, it's great too that you have, go ahead. It's good that it comes in such long lengths because then just as you're working on projects, you can just keep cutting it into what you need it for. So I had a sweater that I was doing for Miles and I needed to put the sleeves on it. So I just cut smaller lengths. And at that price, you could have every length in your knitting basket, right?
Okay. So here's my current project that I'm working on. So this is, it's called the Peacock Solo. And I am at the point I have divided for the sleeves. So I just have my sleeves on and I don't even have a whole lot of extra cord on it. Like I just have a piece that kind of.
It doesn't go anywhere. Yeah.
No.
It will not come off.
I can pull that and it'll pull it up, but it's really not going to come out of there. I have tried this on a couple of times already and it just stays there. Right. Plus I've also got, I should show you how you put it back on. So let's see if I've got a spare needle here. Anyway, I'll just take this one. So say I was at the point where I'm putting my stitches back on and I'm going to work my sleeve. So I just take my needle, I put it into the little hollow part in the middle of the cord, right? And then all I have to do is slide those stitches. Okay, back onto my needle and they just slide on like that.
Yeah.
And so much easier than going through. If you've got a piece of scrap yarn, which is what I used to do, you'll find that the stitches in the middle were fine, but the stitches that you were picking up along the edge, it's like the yarn's gotten pulled under and it's hard.
You almost have to get a hook sometimes to pull it back through, right?
That's right. So yeah, so definitely recommend getting some of that if you can. So, and I'm going to just grab mine to show you what the package looked like.
The first time I pulled it back off with the needle, I was so worried that like it's fearful because you're thinking what's holding it on there. But honestly, I could hardly get the thing off my needle. It stuck on there like the suction. It was very good suction.
So I bought this at Michael's, and this is, it's got 4 pieces that are 15 feet long. And this is all the glow in the dark stuff. And that was $6.99.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah. So definitely worth looking for.
I love how the Knitting Barber
the baby agrees. That's right.
Yes. I love how the Knitting Barber has very cute little tins and everything is so lovely and color coordinated. But you know what? Sometimes if you want to knit on a budget and put some of that extra money towards yarn instead of your tools.
Like one set from the Knitting Barber wouldn't have been enough for me because I've got a couple of sweaters already that I've got the sleeves on hold, and like 3 pieces wouldn't be enough. So
no.
And that's right. If you get one of the things for like $6.99, you've got enough. Because I think I gave you like a whole cord thing was 16 feet. So even in that one piece, you've got lots to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, now I know what to do to entertain you. Just put you up and let Noelle talk to you. He's staring right at you, Noelle. Well, maybe he's staring at himself too. He sees a baby. He's like, "Hey, baby."
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, baby. What? Is there a baby? It's a little busybody.
Sarah's comment up there. Sarah said that she bought a pack 2 and it's been really useful. She even got it onto the end of a fairly blunt 7mm needle. So I find it's a little bit more tricky down with like sock needle size, just because the stitches on your needle are smaller than the cord. Yeah. So, but pretty much size 3mm and up, it works fairly well. So,
it's called pony bead lacing. A couple of knitters are asking what it's called. Do you have the front of it too to show? And we got it at Michael's. Oh, it's backwards.
Is it backwards?
You must be. You're mirrored. No, you can't. But that's okay.
Anyway, so it's this is Creatology is the brand, and this is just called Glow in the Dark Pony Bead Lacing. But if you go in and you just type in pony bead lacing, you should be able to find it. So, but yeah, it's been I've used it. I don't know how many times since I bought it. So,
well, Mister, do you want to go up and see your grandpa? I'm the only one that's going to get to hog you. Can you say goodbye? Can you say goodbye?
Bye, Miles. Mwah.
Mwah. No, he's focusing on the keyboard now. He's thinking, I can do something with that.
I can type. I can put a comment in.
I can do that. Say goodbye. Say goodbye to everybody.
Bye, Miles.
Okay, I'll be up in a bit. Okay. Oh, cutie patootie. Cutie patootie.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, and there's the big smiles. Oh my gosh. So darn cute. I have the best week ahead of me, don't I?
You have the best week ahead of you.
I do.
There was a comment there that someone said that they have found it at Walmart and also at Joann's.
Okay.
So I think pretty much any kind of place that sells craft stuff, and I think kids craft stuff, because it was for putting beads on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
anyway. What else did I have? I had some other things to show. Pony bead lacing to beading. Nice segue. See how I did that?
Yeah.
See how I did that? Yeah. I don't think I've shown these yet, so I wanted to talk about them. This is a pattern. Oh gosh, the heck is it called? It had a clever play on words. I don't remember. It'll come to me. But anyway, it's a beaded sock pattern. Look at this.
Oh, I like that.
And then it's a broken seed stitch in here. So you get a nice little definition. And this is the yarn that we got from Rose Hill. And this one was called Tide Pool. Just 1 minute. And I know she still has some in her shop. That's why I want to get it right. Tide Water. So it's Rose Hill Yarns. Is that coming in? There we go. And the colorway is Tide Water. But I love this color. So it comes with this, and then you have the contrast color is a really pretty gray. Oh, with the crochet hooks attached to it. There. Don't worry, bead happy. That's what it is. Don't worry, bead happy.
Bead happy.
I knew it was some clever play, but I've never put beads in my knitting before, and I had a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. So I'm
what
using.
size beads are they?
These are. I keep digging in this tiny little bag. Okay, these are size 6, and I got these from Wool Warehouse.
Okay.
I tried to go to Michael's and get beads. I thought it was a bead store. It wasn't a bead store. So I got these. It's a pretty big size package of beads. Yeah. And I think I paid about $6 Canadian for them from the Wool Warehouse. And just using this tiny little crochet hook here. And it is tiny.
I know.
It's so easy to do. And it's fun. It was really fun.
I know when I do that with the crochet hook, I cannot even see the hook. The hook is so small. I cannot even see the hook at the end of the crochet hook.
But I was sad when the beading part was done because it's really just a little bit up on the leg. So now, and then I put the yarn in for the heel. The pattern did call for a heel flap and gusset, but since, okay, so when I get down, this will carry on all the way through to the foot. And then when you're just outside of your toe shaping, you put in another one of these rows here with the dark color. So then the toe is actually going to be in the light color again. So I wanted to kind of maximize this. So there'll be 3 stripes of this. And then I'm going to do an Afterthought heel that I can do in the gray. So, but, and Beth is saying that she saw the pattern, not sure she could stand having beads on her calf ankle. Okay. These are pretty flat to the knitting. I worried about that too, Beth. These are pretty flat to the knitting. And then I'll show you, like when they're inside, there's very little of the bead that comes through. So I don't think I'm going to feel it. I don't know. So this was just kind of a little test.
I have done socks with beads just in the very cuff, and I didn't find that it bothered me because I think the back of your stitch actually sits behind the bead.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Yeah. So you've still got that kind of like a buffer of one strand of the yarn behind the bead before the bead's touching your leg. No, actually you don't. But I think it's because this is the pearl side of the stockinette seems to have how can I explain it? The little, the pearl bumps seem to come out more. And so if we look at it this way and you look at a profile, you can see how much the beads are standing up on the fabric, right? But then if I turn it inside out and we look at it on the pearl bump side, it's hardly coming through the fabric of that knit, right? So, but I really like them. And I think nobody's going to see this part of my sock. I mean, let's be honest. Nobody's going to see this, but I'm going to know the beads are there. Yeah. It's kind of like the same reason. Why do you wear fancy underwear? Nobody sees them but you. They're underneath all your things, right? So I'm going to know on these days that I've got some sparkly beads on my legs. Right? Well, you could always, though, wear it out over your jeans with your Blundstones, and then you could see the beads.
Yeah, I could. Yep.
So,
okay. Are they a certain size in millimeters? Yes, I believe. Oh, the cords. Sorry, the beads. Okay, never mind. The cords in millimeters. Do you know what they are?
It doesn't say on here, but I think that was pretty standard. And I think when I was visiting Tracy and I had brought some, and she had some of the barbercord one that they was pretty much almost identical, wasn't it, Tracy? As far as so I don't know what it actually is, but I think this is pretty much a standard size. I think if you get pony bead lacing, it's pretty much all a standard size. So.
Oh, Barb is saying it's 2 millimeters.
Okay. And Tracy said yes, that it was pretty much the same as the barber cord.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Okay, so speaking of out there in the knitting world, I have to show you. I now have my husband's friends are sending him pictures of knitting to give to me. So this is what he sent me this week. Wait till I find it here. Okay. So this is a lady in Shetland. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
She wanted to make a fence for her around her garden. So she got what she's knitting with is the type of rope that they use to make fishing nets. And then she took 2 curtain rods that she fashioned into knitting needles. So she's knitting this. And then here's a picture of, there's the fence that she put up around her garden. And then there was one more picture of the fence. There, isn't that gorgeous? She took she said it's a 23 stitch repeat. It was Shetland lace. It's an actual Shetland lace pattern that she fashioned into this. And she made a fence big enough to put around her whole garden.
That's beautiful.
It is. That's amazing. I know. I thought, wow, that's ingenious. I cannot imagine having all that on my lap to knit with it.
I can't imagine.
Julia says that fruity knitting
highlighted
her.
How sore would your arms be knitting with curtain rods?
That's right. And then, I can't imagine. But yeah, it's pretty amazing looking. So
Sarah made a hat with 3 sizes. It was called Drizzle on the Window by Susan Rainey. And she used 3 sizes of beads to replicate the drops of rain going down the window. That sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right, Amanda. That fence is a life goal. I don't think I'm knitting a fence anytime soon.
That's right up there with Noelle and I making butter.
That's right.
Butter.
I was going to make butter, but that still hasn't happened. But I did get this. I got to pick it up here.
Oh, the house that Ross built.
So this was when we were talking about the birdhouse. So I sent Ross some of the pictures. So he made me this birdhouse, and look, the chimney is a champagne cork.
Of course.
That's so amazing. So it looks amazing. The roof is not, he's just got it set on there for right now, but the roof is not attached yet. But I'll take it off and show you here. So it actually is like a real birdhouse.
Oh my gosh.
So
who do you think will move into it?
I don't know. I don't know. But
probably some fat little chipmunk, to be honest, if he can get to it. But
so yeah, so I thought that was pretty neat. Even put the little window sill there with the window. I told him I needed the little porch so that I could put a little chair there and then make a little Shetland cushion to go on it.
I told Ross I wanted one too, and I think he said that he didn't like me well enough to make one. I've just got to close the door.
He didn't say that.
I think he might have.
What he did say though is that all the kids are not getting one. That is what he said. And we barely made a dent in the corks.
Well, then he won't miss one house for me.
I think what he did was he went through and he picked out all of the corks that were roughly the same size.
Yes.
Just to make it easier to line things up. So yeah, I think it looks really cool.
A few people are saying that the cork soaker video that I recommended was hilarious. I forgot. It's been a couple of years since I watched that. So after the podcast last week, I went back and watched it as well. And then I was thinking, oh my gosh, it may have been slightly offensive. So I truly hope that if anybody went in and watched it, they just took it for what it was meant to be and just very fun and lighthearted. And I hope nobody was offended by it because it was, it was maybe a little bit more than I thought or that I remembered. But yeah.
Sarah, I did the same thing as you. Sarah said that she watched it and then it took her down a whole SNL rabbit hole. I'm like, I know, you go and you go, oh yeah, I remember that one. That one.
Well, you know what I did last night? I went down a Pulp Fiction rabbit hole. So on the channels, my husband was flicking through and he got to that scene in Pulp Fiction where John Travolta and Uma Thurman are doing their dance, that iconic scene. And then I started thinking, because I can't just accept it for what it is, but I'm thinking, did they do that all in one take? Was that dance choreographed? John Travolta is he moves pretty well. Did Uma Thurman have to take dance lessons? How did they know how to do all the things? There was the swimming, the Batman, and they were doing all these things. Apparently it was just supposed to be the twist. So, that took me, where am I going down this rabbit hole? I'm spiraling, people. So down the rabbit hole I go. And there's actually a clip on a James Corden show that has John Travolta on there. And he was talking about the dance. And he said that Quentin Tarantino actually wanted them. It was scripted that they were supposed to do the twist. And John Travolta said to Quentin, he said, I don't know. It's like a 3-minute scene. I don't know. Can somebody be entertained watching us do the same twist for 3 minutes? So he says, what if we started throwing in some of those iconic dances from that time frame? And so then, and Quentin's like, okay, well, I'm interested now. What have you got to show me? And then that's where John Travolta is like, well, you know, look, we can do Batman and we can do swimming. And, you know, he had all the things that he was adding in. And so it was just pretty much, I think he was kind of the lead. And then Uma Thurman was sort of following him. And she actually had said in the interview that she was really uncomfortable. She didn't consider herself to be a person who moved well. So she was really uncomfortable doing the scene. So down the rabbit hole. See, just you'd see one thing, it leads you to 10. It's like signing on to Ravelry to look for
exactly
a sweater pattern, right?
I know.
And then the next thing you know, you're 2 hours in, you've put 13 new things in your queue, you've bought 3 patterns, and you're out shopping for yarn to make all the things, right?
Hey, I have not bought any yarn since before Christmas.
Neither have I. But I was gifted some very beautiful yarn for Christmas. So, but I'll show that on the podcast.
Yeah, I haven't bought any. So
I'm just reading some of the comments now.
But I might. I've been tempted.
Well, there's lots of things.
West Yorkshire Spinners has a new yarn out that's 100% BFL, and I love BFL. And it's a non-superwash, and and it comes in beautiful colors. And I have to keep telling myself there's always going to be beautiful yarn. There's always going to be beautiful colors.
Yes. Susan B. And I say that as if, you know, Susan B. and I are friends. We're not friends. I would like to be Susan B.'s friend, but anyway, I'm sure she doesn't know who I am. But she had on her post today on Instagram some socks. Again, I can't remember, but they were poofy socks, crunkle socks, and she's doing kits. The interesting thing,
that's not her pattern, though.
It's not her pattern. The pattern is by the Bakery Bears, and you have to buy the pattern separately. But she was talking about, so her little kits that she's put together are 100% wool.
Done. Oh, okay.
Wool, no nylon. So I think that there's a contingency, a group of people that are into making these socks with no nylon. And I know, Noelle, did you not get some to do that with? Weren't you going to try?
I got some Mondim, and I've done some socks in Mondim, and Mondim is 100%. It's a Portuguese wool, and there's no nylon in it. And I already have one pair of socks in them, and they are my favorite socks to wear.
Okay, well, I'm thinking I would like to try making some socks that don't have nylon. Like, my thought process is that 2 things. They won't stay snug on my foot. They'll stretch out because I think it's the nylon that helps hold the shape, or that they'll get really pilly. So I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. But I'm game to try it.
Mine have done neither with the Mondim. I would say you have to be more careful with them as far as washing. And I don't put them in the washing machine. I just hand wash them, like basically just soaking them, right? And then I do the towel thing, and then I put them on a sock blocker. And that's how I wash them. And originally I did put them in the machine, but didn't put them in the dryer, and they kind of felt it a tiny bit, which is fine. They're still, but you do have to be more careful with them. But it's just that I just love the feel of them on my feet so much more than ones that have nylon in them. Like I don't know. I can't explain it. And I mean, I like rustic wools, right? So I just really like them. They feel more like the German sock yarn ones, like the Regia or the Opal.
Okay.
Than they do like a superwash merino, because I think a lot of the hand dyes are superwash merino. They're not even just a superwash; they're an actual merino as well. And I mean, they feel nice, but I don't know. I don't know if it's the ruggedness of the feel, or I just like the feel of the. But then I like Briggs and Little against my skin. So what can I say?
Yeah. Okay. A couple of things. Valerie fell down the Holst rabbit hole. Okay. And
yay, Valerie.
Yay, Valerie. She said she may have 2 cones and 13 cakes on their way. Way to go, Valerie. And somebody else, was it Amanda? Amanda? Yes, Amanda said, "Oh my God, now I understand the song Uma Thurman by Fall Out Boy." She said it's been driving her crazy for years.
There you go. Things that you didn't know you were going to learn from a knitting podcast.
Right. And Beth is saying Trish of the Fiber Tribe makes all of her socks without nylon. So there's that too. June is asking, okay, I'm going to show this one because I think Tracy did this. Have you heard of people using mohair to reinforce the heels and toes? I think, Noelle, you knit some with mohair in it. And I know that Tracy did for sure, knit some socks with mohair. I was worried about the slide factor. I have hardwood floors through the house, and I was worried I was going to end up on my keister really quickly using the mohair.
I don't walk around the house in my socks. If I have my socks on, I still have slippers on top of them. So that wouldn't deter me. So.
Okay.
And because I always have my slippers on too, like I think if you're walking around in your socks just on your floors, they're going to take more wear and tear than if you've always got them inside something. And slippers are soft, and like my slippers are felted wool, so it's not like they're rubbing up against anything hard. So I found when my socks do wear out, it's ones that I wore back previously when I wasn't wearing slippers all the time. And where I wear them at is on the ball of the foot. I don't wear them at the heel or the toe.
Right.
So like, I think some of the ones that Tracy did, I think she actually used mohair through the whole sock.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that would be the one thing I would say about the all wool. They are a lot easier to felt. So you do have to be a little bit more careful with washing them.
Okay. Yes. Margaret is saying that her first pair of Mondim socks accidentally felted in the wash, and now they are iron strong, and they are her favorite go-to slipper socks.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, mine are not. Mine still are fine. I can still wear mine like inside my Blundstones and that, but I do put them back on that. Since the first time that I felted them a bit, I do put them on a sock blocker after I wash them, kind of to stretch them back into shape.
Okay. And Kim is reminding us that people did knit without nylon for a very long time.
That's right.
Prior to sock yarn. And they mended their socks when required. I have a very antique mending egg with a nice handle. So I don't mend socks, but I honestly have to say I've not worn a pair out. Maybe it's because I have a lot of pairs.
I have a lot of pairs, but the ones I wore out was a long time ago when I didn't have a lot of pairs and I was wearing them a lot more frequently. So, and Ross has worn out a couple of pairs and it actually was one of the ones that he wore out it was 100% wool. I believe it was Koigu.
Okay.
But he wears his socks around the house, no slippers, no whatever. I would say he's harder on his socks than I am. Okay. And they were put in the washer and dryer because he did that.
Sarah is wondering if Briggs and Little gets softer when it's washed. Noelle will probably say yes.
And Kelly will probably say no.
No.
I think I'm not a good judge to tell anybody about that because I can wear it next to my skin. So even without being washed, but I don't feel it and think that it feels rustic.
Okay. Maybe you have taken, I don't know, all the pads off your fingers from all the...
But you know what? It's funny because like I can wear that next to my skin, right? But after I wash my hair and I blow dry it, if one little piece of hair is on my arm, I can feel it. It drives me crazy. But I can wear Briggs and Little on my arms without anything. So I don't understand the whole sensitivity thing and what necessarily makes you sensitive to something.
Okay. So, Judith is in here with the voice of reason. She says Roxanne Richardson has a great tutorial on YouTube showing how to reinforce socks at strategic wear points.
Okay.
So that's maybe worth a look for sure.
Okay, but to be truthful, I'm probably just going to knit more socks. That's awful.
Well, I don't know though. If I had a favorite pair, but
I don't enjoy mending and I do enjoy knitting socks.
Yeah. I don't know if I have a favorite pair. I have a lot of socks.
I do.
And I like
my favorite ones I think I have a couple of pairs that are the 100% wool, and those are my favorites. So those if they had a hole, I might try to fix them. And Tracy was saying here that she said if she's knit socks with her hand spun yarn, she would definitely darn those. And I agree with that.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
I guess it depends where it is and how easy it is to fix. Like I know I have fixed some of Ross's by putting a new heel in them because I've done an Afterthought heel and it was easy to
do that with an Afterthought heel. That's easy.
So it's easy to that. It's a little bit harder to darn properly on the sole of the foot and have it still be comfortable to wear.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So at least for me, because I'm not very good at darning. So Margaret says she has a number of darning eggs that she got from her great grandmothers.
They're special. They're special. Mine is from a friend, and I got some. I don't think they were called sock blockers at that time. I think they were used for sock dryers. Like so they're also pretty big. I have one that I can use for a men's pair, and then the other pair I would like to see the man that fit that one, but maybe they just made them really big and loose too. Like maybe they were more.
Well, maybe they were making like for fishing socks that go inside your boots or something, right? So
okay. I'm way behind in comments. I'm trying to catch up. Sorry. Tracy says she mends all the time, especially her hand spun. Okay.
Well, and hand spun for sure I would.
And Amanda wants to know if anybody else grew up darning on old incandescent light bulbs. I think that's how I learned to darn. Yes. I have to say, I don't darn a lot now. It's like ironing. I feel like that's an old world skill. I don't like to iron. I bought a steamer. Sarah is saying Briggs and Little is super rustic. Do you have any feeling at all left in your skin?
I guess I don't.
It's like wearing an SOS pad, Sarah. I know.
It's not though. But realistically, I say I wear it next to my skin. The only skin it would really be touching was stuff on my arms, because usually with a sweater that heavy, you've always got a t-shirt or something underneath.
Okay.
It, right?
Fair enough.
So
I think, for Briggs and Little, it's probably not for me.
Well, everybody's different. So my kids used to wear Briggs and Little sweaters when they were little, and they never complained about it.
Gosh, I would get a rash. That's all I know. So I could maybe wear mittens, like Briggs and Little mittens, but I don't know that I could even knit with it, because to me it feels really.
But when I knit with it, because the yarn is not super processed, it's actually got that nylon kind of feel in it. So when you knit with it, your hands actually start to feel softer, I think.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I've been I put in an order this week for a non-yarn related thing. You had gotten for me last year. This is local to our area. I didn't bring it down. Don't you love how I talk about things, but I just never have them here? Maybe I'll try to bring it next week. The MK and Crew hand lotion. One of my favorite lotions. Comes in a tin. It's so
I'll go get it.
Okay, you'll go get it. All natural ingredients. It's a little family-run business in St. Thomas, Ontario. And if you order $75, so if you have a friend, you order together, and you can get free shipping, or at least here in Canada. So I don't know about other countries, but it's one of my favorite hand lotions, and it has all natural ingredients. And it's got shea butter in it, coconut oil.
It's going to be backwards though, right?
It's backwards. You must have your mirror on your camera. But okay, read us the ingredients.
Okay.
There's olive oil.
Ingredients: organic coconut oil, organic shea butter, organic olive oil, beeswax, and then oils to scent it. And they also do have an unscented. They
do have an unscented, but their scents are really nice.
This one is pumpkin spice.
I'm using Vanilla Island right now, and I love it. So it goes on and it creates like this barrier layer that you get a really nice shine on your hands. And then what I also really like is I have super dry nails in the winter. Like I will hit something and my nails will kind of crack and chip. So I try to keep them polished in the winter, but I haven't been doing a very good job lately because we've been renovating and there's always drywall dust on them. So I always massage that into my hand and my nails before I go to bed too. And then I keep it around the house, so it's always near me. It might be one of my favorite lotions. And I ordered some soap from them this time too. So
I was just going to type it in here.
And it's a nice little family run business, and I like supporting that.
Okay, so it's MK and Crew. That's how it's spelled. They also do have, this is just the lotion, but they also do have an intensive hand care.
Yes.
And it's a smaller tin, but it does, I like it too. It actually soaks in immediately, whereas this takes a little bit longer. The hand one actually soaks in immediately. So.
Best comment of the night, Sarah. Briggs and Little is good for exfoliating your skin.
Well, that must be why I have such amazing
ding,
skin.
ding. Good one. Good one.
That's okay. I love it.
Well, you know what? Not everybody has to like the same thing.
No,
so
that's right. Exactly.
It's good that you've got something that works for you and something that
that's
will not touch my skin. I'm
just. Oh, Tracy was saying about MK and True that 10% of their sales also goes to charities.
That's right. I forgot about that. Some local and some global. And now that you mentioned that. Yep. So yes. So I placed an order with a coworker this week, and we've got some soap, and I actually bought the unscented one. I don't think it will get here this time, but I'm going to pop it in the mail. I think Kendall would really like it for Miles.
Well, I had gotten Rachel some of the unscented stuff that it's just the coconut oil stuff for the girls too. So.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to catch up. Well, there's somebody else weighing in on Briggs and Little saying that it does wash or soften when washed up into a lovely yarn, great for sweaters.
Yeah.
You know, I bet it is great for like the sweaters, like you said, if you're putting it on top of something. And like, where's Briggs and Little from? Is it from Newfoundland?
New Brunswick.
New Brunswick. But you think about all of I grew up on the East Coast, right? So we have fishermen there, lots of fishermen, and they need sweaters that are
protective
dense
and
doesn't let the wind through.
Well, it's almost like a waterproof barrier too when it's knit that tightly, right? Because the wool is with the nylon in it is water repellent.
Yes, absolutely. So
but my throwover sweater is I shouldn't say it's not Briggs and Little. It is McCausland's, which is basically the same thing as Briggs and Little.
Right.
So, and then same with my one sweater that I really like, the one that's sunny every day, that has the cables up here, and I wear those all the time. And now they had been washed, so they could be softer than when you're just originally first knitting with it. But I honestly don't find that knitting with Briggs and Little feels any different than knitting with Holstgarn Super Soft.
Julia says, is it a lotion or the helping hands?
This is the lotion.
The one that I have is the
both.
lotion. And the helping hands is a little more concentrated.
Yes.
And like you said, it's in a smaller tin.
Yep.
And her prices are really reasonable too.
Yep.
So.
But I do like both.
I'm wondering if Julia's already.
The hand soaks in faster.
Is Julia shopping? Are you shopping, Julia? So, Cape 6 says that she makes all natural soaps and lotion bars too. She's a registered nurse and she makes some for her colleagues. I bet you they love to get that.
See, Jose agrees with me that she likes Briggs and Little, and it gets so soft when you're knitting with it.
Well, you know what? I'm not slamming Briggs and Little. I'm just saying it's not for me. But you know what? It has a huge following. It really does have a huge following.
And you know what? It is very cost effective.
And I bet you can't wear anything out for Briggs and Little. Like that's the thing, right?
But having said that too, like McCausland's, I really like their yarn too, and it's very much like Briggs and Little. And I think they do have an online presence, but it's like you still sort of have to call them. I don't know if you can place your order online or whatever, but theirs is also very nice yarn and very cost effective. When I brought it back when we'd be out there, McCausland's is in Prince Edward Island. And I mean, the natural colors, I don't know if it's changed since then, but the natural colors were like $3.75 for like 113 gram skein. Okay. So when a whole sweater costs you like less than $20.
I know. It's hard to fight off that reasoning, right? It really is. But
at the same point, you don't want to make something that you're not going to wear either. I know I like it and I can wear it. So
yeah. Absolutely. So this is my muscle burra. I was working on this last week too, right? And I apologize if that party going on in my living room is getting loud. I can hear it back there.
I can't hear it.
You can't hear it? Okay, good. My son has arrived now and I can hear they're getting rowdy up there. But so if you hear it, sorry. Anyway, so this is my muscle burra. I haven't got a lot more done since last week because I didn't work on it since last week. I'm going to use this as my knit chat project because I can knit on it without looking at it, but it's getting there.
Yeah, it looks good. You got more done in yours from last week than I did.
Yeah, and even tonight, even with my little Miles visit, I still got probably 3/4 of an inch done. There's my stitch marker. It would be nice if I used a stitch marker that was a little more contrasty, but yeah, so I've got about 3/4 of an inch done tonight. So, Barb says she can hear the ruckus.
Oh,
sorry.
There's mine's at this point.
Okay. Oh, see, I really like yours too. I love those colors.
Yes. Her look at her speckling is so even.
Consistent. That's hard to do too. Really hard to do.
Anyways, yeah. So I'm really liking it, but that doesn't get picked up very often. I've been trying to concentrate on getting at least a few swatches done every day, and then I have to get the socks done by the end of the month so that I stay caught up with that.
Okay.
I want to work on the sweater, but it's already past the arm, so I have to go, no, you have to knit this first, and then you can move on to something else. But anyway,
who else sets rules for? Who else as knitters? Do we do this? It's kind of like the old homework game where you had you get a little bowl of Smarties or something, and you say, okay, like I'll do 3 more math questions, and then I get a reward treater. I used to do that when I was studying for exams. I'd put something there just to try to keep me focused, right? Anyway, so that's. Where was I going with that? Do other knitters do that? So you're saying, well, okay, I can't do that until I do this. And then I can only go back to this project. And when I get this much done on this project, do other knitters set rules too? I do that sometimes too.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cluster wanted to know the name of my sweater. Okay. If you're talking about this one, the one I'm working on, it's called the Peacock Solo.
I think she's talking about the one you're wearing.
Oh, the one I'm wearing?
Yeah.
The one I'm wearing is Soiree by Emily Foden. So it's actually really neat. It's got like the cables go down under the.
I have always really liked that sweater.
And all the way down the sleeve. Obviously both sides. This yarn I love. This is yarn that I got when I was out in Nova Scotia. It is Fleece Artist. It is their BFL, which I love, and held with Zambezi, which is a silk mohair blend. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's in the mink colorway. Yeah, I love this sweater. Like this sweater's 3 years old now, and it's just like, I love it.
Yeah, it's such a pretty color.
I would make another one of these for sure.
It's a color. It's a color that goes with a lot of things. Because I can't even really describe the color because I've seen you wear it with different things, and it almost like it will pick up.
Yep, and because it looks good with this. This is my hipster light.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my hipster light by Hohi Locatelli. And this was done in Shirley Bryan deconstructed fade. And so what I did was I took the 2 skeins and knit from each of them so that, because it's sock yarn that comes in 2 matching skeins. So I just alternated so that I'd get like a giant fade. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. I love the colors in this. And I thought, well, what am I really going to wear it with? But it actually goes with a lot. It's surprising because it's kind of got those neutrally grays and kind of beigey browns in it too. And I really liked it with this.
That pop of yellow is pretty too. It's like a chartreuse almost, right? But it's pretty like at this time of year too, just to have something like a nice, something bright, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well,
how do you spell it? Okay. I got to spell soiree in there.
Shirley says she has a 3 whip rule, which has already gone out the window.
There.
Rules are meant to be broken, Shirley, as they are.
Soiree is by Emily Foden. It is in the book that was Knits About Winter. And it's also in one of the Pom Pom magazine issues. I can't remember what one, but if you look at it on Ravelry, it's available in both those places. I'm not sure at this point if you can buy it as a single pattern or not. I had actually gotten it through Pom Pom magazine. So.
Mm-hmm. Sue said she just finished her husband's cardigan that was supposed to be a Christmas gift. And now she's making a cardigan for herself. Which pattern are you making, Sue? It sounds really nice. I had planned to have cast on a sweater by now, and I haven't. I've been working on a number of other projects, most of them sewing.
I know. It's like this has taken up.
Some of them.
That has taken up a lot of time.
I bet.
Anyway, like I said, I like seeing the color develop, but it's amazing. A 6-inch square is more than twice a 4-inch square. Because I calculated out the number of stitches. I was actually surprised when I looked at it because I thought, why is it taking me so much longer to knit these 6-inch ones than the 4-inch ones?
Elaine says, no rules, just guidelines. That's what my husband says that I think about stop signs. He says that, or speed signs. He says they just look like suggested speeds for Kelly. She just drives the speed she wants. I think I've been slowing down though. I definitely have. I haven't had a speeding ticket in a number of years, and I'm quite proud of that. I have finally learned how to drive within the limits. Lighter on the gas pedal. Yeah. Would you like to talk about
yes, we should talk about our cowls.
The cowls that we have going on.
Yes. So right at the moment we have 2 cowls going on. So I'll pop this first one in here. It is our WWWKNPMAL is the hashtag if you're going to put anything onto Instagram. If you're knitting any items for it or making any items for it, there are threads in Ravelry. It is our warm winter woolies knit along. So anything that you knit for winter that's an outdoor accessory, such as a shawl, a scarf, a hat, mittens, gloves, leg warmers, cowls, anything like that can go in it. The only thing basically as far as accessory wise that's not included is socks. Yeah. Okay, so there's both a chatter thread and a finished object thread. And that one runs until the end of January. So till January 31st. So get your finished objects in there. And then the other one that we have going is our sock cowl. And I did start a hashtag on Instagram for that. It's www. No, it's not www. Why do I have www?
It's hashtag KNP 2022 socks. Okay.
Sorry. You know what? Did you see the other day? I posted my sweater and I put first knit of 2023. Really? And Ross goes to me about 2 hours later, goes, really? 2023? And then someone commented that I was super organized getting 2023 ready already. Yep.
Shawls are definitely okay, Barb. For the
for the warm
winter woolies. That's why you put www.
I know,
you're stuck on the warm winter woolies.
It's hashtag. I will fix that for next time. It's hashtag KNP 2022 socks.
And that's on Instagram.
That's on Instagram. And there is a new thread for finished objects for 2022 socks in Ravelry. And then just the same sock chatter thread kept going from, because there's all sorts of good ideas in there in the chatter thread from, starting back at the beginning of 2021. So you can just keep adding your chatter to that.
And last year we finished with, I think, 1,683 pairs of socks. And what are we going to try to finish with this year?
2022.
Well, we don't want to finish with that. No, I mean, it's great if we go over, but we want to get that many pairs of socks. And I know that this is the right group of people to do it.
And there's socks in there already, and we're only on the 11th of January.
I know.
So,
yeah, I've got 2 pairs on the go.
Yep.
Of course, I can't enter, but
DK weight. They can be worsted weight. They can be fingering weight. They can be. They need to be adult. If you do kids socks, 3 pairs of kids counts as 1 pair for adults. So you can put that in there too.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Okay. So, and I don't know how many people are kind of going along with the Lucky Dip theme, but if you do that, there's a pair. And if you do socks with them, there's a pair a month without even really thinking about it. So I know that that's helped me because that was, by the time I got to December of this year, I only had 1 more pair of socks to knit for Christmas. So that was
really
right.
Nice. That's right.
So
yes, Lisa, poncho would work.
Yes. Yep. And doing the Lucky Dip takes stuff out of your stash too that you're using. So that's a good thing too.
makes a little bit of room so that when you're buying new stuff, there's somewhere to put it.
That's right. I know.
Okay.
I've been looking at, I really want to get an Alice Star Market. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe if I don't buy any yarn till like March. We'll see. Another rule that I'll put in place.
Yeah. Shorty socks do count, Elaine. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Because I love me some shorty socks. I have probably almost as many shorty socks as I do full length ones. So
I only have a couple of pairs of shorties. I got to do a few more shorties.
Okay.
So
I'm just going to move my little stitch marker and call this a night on my muscle burra. I want to show this little stitch marker too. This is a stitch marker by our friend Ann Tudor. She makes little glass stitch markers. I always want to say it's blown glass, but it's not. She uses a torch and glass rod. And turn around here, little guy. There he is. Look at this little sheep stitch marker. Isn't that cute?
That's cute. Yep.
So cute. He's knitting. He's knitting. Yes, he's knitting. So. Okay.
Well, Gwen had a question here. Do sweaters work for the WWW? Sweaters are not included because they're not an accessory. But we probably will have some sweater cows later on in the year.
We've got lots of cow ideas too. So.
Yep. So we have to come up and figure out which one we want to do after the WWW cow ends.
A dog sweater, yes, May Jo. Absolutely, a dog sweater would count because that's a nice little accessory for a dog. I know it doesn't count for a person, but it would for sure. And that's also an accessory for you because who doesn't look cute when they're out walking their dog wearing a cute little sweater? I know I did sweaters for the grandpuppies. I'll get that picture. Maybe that's what I'll do next week. I'll put a picture in. And I made sweaters for the grandpuppies quite a few years ago. And they're big dogs. And the kids say every time they take them out walking, people will every time they stop, they're at, because they live in a city outside of Vancouver, and they'll stop at a stop sign, and then cars that are driving stop, and everybody's pointing, oh, look at the cute dog. So yeah, that's an accessory for sure. It is.
Yep.
For sure it is. Okay. Well, this has been wonderful hanging out with everybody in the knitterhood. And again, if you like this, give us a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps. It definitely helps. And thank you, Tracy, for reminding us to say that. We always forget. We don't like it to be the focus of what we're doing here, but I'm not going to lie, it definitely helps. And helps grow the channel. So, and thank you for welcoming Miles tonight too.
Yeah.
That was pretty special. I know I'm going to have a wonderful week ahead of me.
Week. Yep.
Yeah. And then after they leave, we should be ready to film another
podcast.
Nobody films anything. Record another episode of our podcast. But we'll be back here next Tuesday night, same time, same place. Me hanging out in my craft room, Noelle in her room.
Yep.
And we look forward to seeing everybody again soon.
Yeah. We hope everybody has an amazing week. Thanks for joining us. We love sharing with everybody, and so we should say goodbye.
It's so hard to say goodbye.
Kelly,
isn't it?
I know, but Kelly, you need to get back up to your grandson.
I know, I do, and I want to go get hugging that baby girl. It's funny, my baby girl. She's not the baby girl anymore, but she's got a baby of her own. But she's always my baby girl. I was just thinking in the last few days. So we didn't see them for almost 2 years due to COVID, right? And then we went out in July when she was pregnant for 1 week. And then we were there for 2.5 weeks when Miles was born. But this 2.5 months has seemed like as long as the 2 years. And that is despite the fact that Miles calls us every day. He FaceTimes us. But it's just not the same thing as having them close. So I'm definitely super jealous of people that have their family near them. Having family away is hard. So, but anyway, okay. Well, take care, everybody. Stay safe.
Take care, everybody. We will see you next week.
Next week.
Bye, everybody.